All right, welcome to the Canadian Football League 2026 season play along. I am in the last two games of week 5. For those who don't know, where is the results? I'll look at them at the end of this. Anyway, I have left on the week 5. I have the game of the week. In my season pre-play, Edmonton is 3-0. I think they're actually 3-0 in real life, too. And BC is 3-0 in my simulation. I've used various games, versions of Football Time, etc. And today I am going to play one of my all-time favorite football games. I'll show that in a second. So I've got the Edmonton Elks at the BC Lions. These teams are rated for Football Time. Various versions of Football Time. These particular ratings will work with any version of Football Time, but they are also rated for Big Country Football Time for ownership, for the career mode stuff, which I won't be playing a career mode once this is over, so I didn't need to do that, but I did it because I wanted to. Anyway, and I've rated them also for the game we're going to play for the game of the week, which are 3-0 Edmonton and 3-0 BC. And then we're going to also finish in this video the week with 1-2 Winnipeg at 0-3 Hamilton Tiger Cats. I will use this to talk about the scoring, but I won't chart it. I'm going to play the games the way that this is designed. You roll the score, but I'll flip this just to see how the scores go, just for the video's sake. But I won't actually record the box score. And then for the second game, I'll just get a game highlight. So. All right, so without further ado, let's play the last two games of Week 5 again. So every once in a while, I like to go back to the game that got me back to tabletop sports gaming. I've been role-playing and things for years. I've been playing a little Stratomatic football privately, but in 2017, when I discovered this game, it changed my life. And that led, of course, I've talked about this before, to Grid Zone and Legends of Boxing and back to Stratomatic, and then eventually I found AppOn. And then had been working on my own games for years, and then spent the last few years getting my stuff published and enjoying my games as well. But John M. Stater's Pen and Paper Football, I think this is still available in paperback on Lulu, and it's also available in ebook, I believe, still. Brilliant game. But it's not the full long-form game that I care about. It's the career mode, and it's this score-by-quarter results chart that I care about. I'd never really liked the full-on long form. It works fine. It produces results, but it is the career mode and the fast play that absolutely won me over with this. So I thought today, wouldn't it be fun to use this? And this should produce better scores, closer to the CFL, based on how I have these teams rated. And I've rated them based on what they're doing in real life. So I just sat down and looked at the standings and their points for, points against, and I rated them as fairly as I can. Obviously, we only have, 4 games on most of these teams' standings. Again, I think Edmonton's 3-0. I don't know where BC, I can't off the top of my head remember where BC's at in real life. But Edmonton, ironically, in my Football Time, is actually doing what they're doing in real life. All right, so without further ado, let's play it. John M. Stater's Pen and Paper Football. Edmonton Elks. We have Coach Killam coming into town with his quarterback, Fajardo, Rankin at running back. These are the key players, and Julian Grant is their top receiver. Blanchard doing the place kicks, Leak doing return duties. On the flip side, we're facing Pierce, Rourke at quarterback, Butler at halfback, McGinnis is the top receiver, White doing the place kicking duties, Barry Hill is their top return man, and we are at BC Place. So here we go, folks. Let's see what Edmonton does in the first quarter. They're a +2 against BC. BC is a +2 at home against Edmonton. And let's see what Edmonton does in the first quarter. Edmonton's going to go 12, +2, 14. They're going to score 7, baby. How do they score that 7? This is just for us. It's a 30-yard run for Rankin. So Rankin gets a handoff up the gut, tears out of the side, stiff arms guys, and rumbles down and dives into the end zone for the Edmonton Elks' first score on the road. I'm using homemade fast actions. I've used this thing for all of my pen and paper games through the years for my box score highlights. All right, here we go. BC Lions get the kickoff. What do they do on their first drive? 9 + 2 is 11. They're going to have to settle for a field goal and it is a 24-yard field. They kicked it from the, oh my God, the 9-yard line. BC settles for a field goal from the 9-yard line. That's crazy. All right, Edmonton, second quarter. What do? 16 plus 2, 18. Touchdown. Running back run. Holy cow, racking up touchdown runs here in the second. BC's second quarter score is 14 plus 2, 16. Touchdown for BC. Quarterback scramble. 7 yards. Rourke punches it in for 7. It is 14-10 at halftime. And this was the game of the week. Edmonton Elks, who are probably the most balanced team in CFL football right now. They can produce points and they can get the job done in special teams and defense. BC Lions, I haven't been able to watch any of the highlights of BC much, so I'm not certain what they're really doing, but I've seen some Elks videos. All right, it is the third quarter. BC will roll first now in the second half. And BC, 14 plus 2, touchdown BC. It's a wide receiver pass of 6 yards. So it's going to be Rourke, drops back, looks, fires it into the out route, into the end zone to McGinnis. 6 yards, touchdown. They settled for a field goal in the first quarter there. Not this time, as Pierce realizes we have got to score touchdowns if we're going to beat the Edmonton Elks here in our house. BC place on its feet. Edmonton Elks, third quarter, 12 plus 2, 14. Touchdown Elks. Kick return for 101 yards. Now that would be 111 yards in Canadian ball. I think they're still playing on the 55-yard field, so that would be 110. But it's a touchdown kick return for Leak. Holy cow, folks. The crowd here is stunned as BC drives down the field, gets a touchdown pass from Rourke to McInnes to have it undone in a flash by Leak. Holy cow. Here we go. BC's fourth quarter. They've got to score points. 8 plus 2 is 10. Field goal not going to be good enough. They think they're going to get the ball back. 43-yard field goal. And Edmonton could put this game away with a big score. 18 plus 2 is 20. They're going to score 10. It's going to be a 59-yard run for Rankin. Holy cow, his third touchdown of the day, and the field goal, a 50-yard field goal late to make sure BC can't come back, puts this game on ice. 31-20. That's more like it. That'll look a little closer to a CFL score. Edmonton will be 4-0 going into week 6. BC falls to 3-1. And how you like them apples, baby? That is pen and paper football, and you can just tell how much I love the simplicity of this game, and it allows me to imagine everything happening. I can use simple cards. It is still, and I've been playing this literally. I was playing this, I think I made Football Time in 2019. So I've been playing this seriously for 2 years, along with Grid Zone Football. I can't remember when I got Apple Football. I've been playing a little sporadic Stratomatic before I really got fully back into tabletop sports. But anyway, long story short, you can tell that this is second nature to me when I play this game. All right, baby. Beautiful. Edmonton Elks remain undefeated, 4-0, and they do so with a 111-yard kick return that breaks BC fans' hearts all over Canada. Holy cow. All right, game 2. We've got the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, coached by O'Shea, Caleros at quarterback, Oliveira at running back. Wilson is their captain of the receivers. Castillo is the place kicker. Vival is their return man. And they're facing the Tiger Cats, who are 0-3 in my pre-play, despite Milanovic's solid coaching. Bo Levi Mitchell, he's better quarterback than he's been playing here in my pre-play. Roundtree, I've noticed showing up in the stats columns. So Roundtree is now the top running back here, and Smith is the top receiver, and Legio is the place kicker. Wooden is the return man, and I believe Wooden actually has a kick return. Last week or a couple weeks ago, I thought I saw Wooden get a punt or kick return. Might have been the preseason. Anyway, we are at Hamilton Stadium, the Hammer, they call it, here in Hamilton. Here we go. Winnipeg gets the opening kickoff first quarter. What do? They are a +2 against this Hamilton team, and Hamilton is +3 at home against this Winnipeg defense. It is going to be a glorious shootout. Here we go. 11 plus 2 is 13. 6 points. Winnipeg misses their extra point. A 13-yard pass to Oliveira out of the backfield, but they miss the PAT, folks, leaving the door open for Bo Levi Mitchell. 3 plus 3 is 6. 0 shut out by the Winnipeg defense. Winnipeg, second quarter, 10 plus 2, field goal of 36 yards. It is 9-0, folks. Hamilton Tiger Cats need to score. 6 plus 3, 9. Oh, they're going to squeak out a field goal before the halftime break of 56 yards. And folks, the fans here in Hamilton are beside themselves. They're down 9-3 at halftime. Coach Milanovic, talking to Bo Levi, tells him we have got to capitalize on these open receivers deep over the middle against this Winnipeg defense. And they're going to get the ball to start the third. Here they go. What does Hamilton do in the third? 15 plus 3, 18. Touchdown. Run back. Roundtree punches it in from the 1. This time, the PAT is good. Winnipeg, the only team to score a touchdown today, but missed the PAT. Third quarter, Winnipeg Blue Bombers go to work. Can they steal the lead back? It is a 1-point game. 10-9, hometown. Hamilton. 1 shutout. Hamilton after the halftime adjustments by Coach Milanovic says none of that. Maybe Collaros has been dinged up, knocked out of the game, missed most of the third quarter. I can imagine that. Collaros is what, 36? 34, 35 years old, something like that. And he's had some injury issues over the years. I could see a backup quarterback in here for Winnipeg. Fourth quarter, can Hamilton put the icing on the cake? Bo Levi Mitchell driving them down the field. 11 plus 3, 14. Touchdown, wide receiver pass to Smith of 5 yards. They've seen both Roundtree and Smith score today. It's going to make it 17-9. Can the defense hold on? O'Shea huddled up on the sideline talking to his backup quarterback and telling him, go down and get the game-winning touchdown right here. It's 9-17. A touchdown. Wait, 9-17. Oh, they got to get better. They're going to have to score double digits. This would be an epic comeback by the backup quarterback of the Blue Bombers. If I can roll, I have to roll a 19, and they will have an epic 10-point comeback. 19 or more. 16 plus 3. No, plus 2, 18. No, touchdown. Not going to be good enough. It's an 8-yard run for the running back. Pitch out on a second and 2, and he goes 8 yards for a touchdown. But folks, you've got to be kidding me. That is 9-7. Do this right. 9-7. 16-17. Oh my God. Winnipeg 1-3. Hamilton 1-3. And there it is, folks. What was the highlight? Just for the hell of it, what was the big highlight? It's hard not to see a touchdown as a highlight. There was a 28-yard touchdown run. Nope. We didn't have that happen. Not during the game. We had an 8-yard touchdown run. So I use the highlight if I'm not going to simulate all the scores on this little deck right here. And this is the go-to pen and paper football fast action deck. I made this years ago, a version of this. I've had to redo the cards more than once as I've worn out the cards. They get all frayed up and tore up. And there you have it, folks. This has been, it's funny. I wrote Dell. Part of the reason this came back to my mind is a couple of weeks ago, Dell and I shared a email exchange, and I can't remember what it was, but somehow, I don't think he asked, but I had shared that I've been playing, and this is true, I've been playing a lot of my favorite games of late that aren't necessarily my own. And I'd mentioned in that, actually I'm going to put these back on this. I had mentioned in that email that I was going to do a new Desert Island favorites video, and I just haven't had time. And then it dawns on me, nobody really cares what my Desert Island favorites are. But I think a lot of people would be shocked by what is on those top 5 Desert Island games now. I've done in the past, I try to keep people abreast of my Desert Island favorites, the games that are on my table the most, the games that I don't want to live without. I think people would be surprised by what those games have been that I haven't been making videos on. When I have time to play, I play those. Playing a lot of my own games, of course, and proofreading stuff and producing some updated books. But outside of that, in reflecting on my desert island favorites, it made me think about getting this out and sharing this again on the channel. On the channel, I'll be playing more of my Big Country Time Sports games because they are my favorite versions of sports games, especially the racing game. And my boxing game. Football's tough. I mean, I like all of my football games, but when it comes to fast play, damn, it is still hard for me not to just love how simple this is, but how flexible the career mode and the rating system is. To not just have a blast when I play this little game. And sky's the limit here. And again, we got a sense of the games. We got the ebb and flow. We use this to get the highlights of how those scores were going down. You know, we can take something that's just a score generator and actually make it an event. And I think that's what people get wrong about simple games. They don't do the things that will invoke the sport in their head, right? They just roll out the score. And I understand why. There are a lot of times they're just trying to replay whole seasons or whatever. But when you do something as simple as a score by quarter like this, and you create, you manifest some way of creating what's actually happening, it does feel more like you're seeing an entire game of football in 2 minutes, 5 minutes. So, all right, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Good day.